Hello everyone. I don't know if it was just me, but my mom had a bunch of these Longaberger baskets growing up, and I just always remember seeing them around the house. And I love crafting and making my own stuff, so I'm gonna weave my own basket. For my birthday, I got this kit from Underwater Weaving. I'm so excited to do this because I've seen videos of people literally growing and harvesting their own willow and other materials to make baskets, and that's their whole business. I don't have time for that, and that's a lot of a lot of prep and very intimidating. So this is a lot more accessible. Um, let's unbox this. So this is everything that comes in the kit. There are little clothesline pins, clips that are pretty simple. I'm assuming to just hold everything together. Let's see. So this is what it's looking like. It comes with all of the materials you'd ever need to make it, and then the instructions that you would need as well. This is what it's going to look like, hopefully, by the end of it. Who knows? I think it's going to be awesome, but let's get started. So these are broken up into bundles, and they're separated, so I think this green is the first bundle, the yellow is the next, and then this dark brown is the finishing touch. So let's separate them. This past year, I've really been into making things with my own hands beyond just my paintings. I obviously worked really hard on a collection, an art collection last summer, and I'm very, very proud of it, and I cherish them truly. But there's something about making something that you can actually use in your daily life as opposed to just viewing it on a wall. As you are probably aware, if you follow me at all, I have gotten into knitting around Christmas time this past Christmas, and I am truly obsessed with making my own sweaters and just clothing in general. I feel like I'm mostly just frustrated with poor quality everything is at retail stores, and anything that seems to be a good quality is way out of my price point. Even bad quality things are so expensive, and they're made of plastic, and I hate that. I have clothes from my mom and my grandma, and even when I was younger, and they're so sturdy, and they're just gonna be around forever, and I just want to make more things like that because it is becoming increasingly scarce to find them at the thrift stores even, because there's people that are reselling it, which is a whole other thing, but I've been really into just making my own stuff. So, making this basket was such a cool experience. Now, did I technically need to? No. I probably could have found a basket at a thrift store or something. There's tons of baskets. You can always find a basket. But the point is, I made this basket, and it will last me for so many years. Hopefully long enough to pass it on to my own kids someday. But I wanted to spend the day just using my hands, learning a new craft, because there's a lot of these things that are just, they're not made by hand anymore. A lot of it is machine made, and these practices are kind of dying out. There's a whole list of endangered crafts, and I don't think that this is on it, but I don't think it's a bad thing to be doing. I do love how accessible this kit is, in the sense of I didn't need to grow any of this material. I didn't need to prepare it in any sort of way other than just letting it soak in water. The instructions were so clear, and I think people just get really intimidated by making these sorts of things because it's very out of their comfort zone. It's hard to learn new things as an adult, and it's kind of scary to fail at things. I know I don't like failing on I want to be able to do it on the first try perfectly, and that's just not realistic. And I think the point is you just need to try and learn these things. You don't need to be perfect about it. You don't need to do it the old-fashioned way of growing everything yourself. That's so unrealistic. And then you're putting these barriers on yourself to make art and work with your hands and make good quality items, you know? Spending a beautiful day outside making a basket to carry around my knitting is one of the perfect days that I could have dreamt of. There's a lot of talk about doom scrolling and getting out of that habit and just being off your phone. I didn't even listen to music when I was making this because I was concentrating and really just sitting with my thoughts. And I remember listening to a podcast a while ago where they were talking about when you go and do something, like if you go on a hike and you're usually listening to music and stuff, you should do it without any distractions. You don't need to be multitasking. You don't need to be doing all these different things at one time. Try focusing on one thing at a time. And so I really took that to heart, and I kind of think about it pretty often, and I don't always follow it. I listen to music, I listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos when I'm making stuff, but this particular day, I was just with my thoughts outside, which sometimes can be really hard. You know, like sometimes your thoughts aren't so good, and sometimes you're just bored. But I think it's important to be bored. I think more people need to be bored. I think we're constantly chasing something to be stimulated by, and just doing one task at a time isn't enough sometimes. So I think it's a good idea to kind of train yourself to really focus and do it one task at a time. And be bored if you're bored doing it. It's good for your brain. It creates so much more creativity, especially like personally. I get my best ideas when I'm bored, or if I'm on a hike and I'm just thinking, and I get some really cool ideas, and I wouldn't have that otherwise, just searching on Pinterest or on Instagram, trying to find inspiration that way, which sometimes you can, yeah. I think true inspiration for me comes from boredom, truly. I don't know, I feel like as I get older, I want to spend a lot more time offline, and it's hard because I want to be informed on things, and it's fun to be online, and I like making videos and post photos and all that stuff. It's a great time for me, but I think it's important to spend time offline and learn new things also. Like, I want to learn to make my own bread because I seem to have a gluten intolerance, and so I want to learn to make my own bread to see if that helps that, because I love bread. So it's just one of these things of I'm collecting all of these crafts, and just I want to do as much as possible. I want to try things as much as possible. I want to make stained glass. I think that would be awesome. There's just so many awesome things that are out there that I think are underappreciated, and it's cool. It's cool to fill your home with things that you've made. Even if you aren't crafty, I think it's still worth doing if you enjoy doing crafts. Not for the outcome, but for the process. And I've had to learn that too, to enjoy the process more than just the final product or final thing. Just enjoy the whole thing, because if you just rely on the outcome and then you don't find that you liked the outcome, then you're just having a bad time. So I think just enjoying trying new things. I think just expanding your knowledge, use your brain. It's really important to do it. I had so much fun making this thing. I'm not gonna lie, towards the end I was kind of getting a little tired of it because I was just kind of ready to move on with my day and do something else, but I need to do things in one shot. If I were to take a pause on this, I would not come back to it, and so I just had to do it. Everything is not going to be comfortable all the time. Sometimes you do need to push yourself and push through that uncomfiness, and this was one of those times. I finished the body. This is so cool. I can't believe I made this. Dude, this is crazy. So the next step is to do the top section of it and make it into handles and everything with these guys. This is insane. I'm so excited. Alright, final thoughts on the basket that I made. I'm so excited about this. I've been keeping my knitting in here, which is just so wonderful. It makes me so happy to have a basket full of knitting. What more do you want? So I've been carrying this around, which is incredible. Very happy with how it turned out. It's a little wonky. The tension you can kind of see is a little bit different here than it is on this side. That's my fault, and oops, but I'm still really happy with how it all came together. I'm so curious on how this is gonna wear. It seems like really great quality. I kind of forgot to pay attention to the rough side versus the smooth side when putting this together, so I'm kind of curious on if I actually did it correctly or not. I mean, it's fine, but I do wonder if that's maybe why there's kind of, it's almost hairy a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. If the rough side is on the wrong side. I also maybe overbent a couple of them, but overall, stoked with how this came out. Very, very exciting. I would definitely recommend making your own. They have a ton of different options on like what size basket, the length, height, whatever. They have a bunch of different options, so you can choose the basket that speaks to you. But I would definitely give yourself like a full day to do it. Maybe 2 days if you're like not super committed to like 6 to 8 hours. I think it also took me a long time because I did it outside, so it kind of like it dried up a lot faster than it would have if I was inside, so I kept having to rehydrate the material, so that kind of slowed me down too. So I would probably recommend to just do it inside, but what's the fun in that? So that would probably be beneficial though. I love the details on the handles. Really happy with the details on the handles and the whole thing. It is so cool. And it's cool to tell people like I made this thing. So I brought it with me. I went to the coffee shop and went knitting, and it was wonderful. I had a fantastic time. So it's really not hard. Just read the instructions and you'll figure it out. It's pretty easy. And they have all the materials that you would need. They have great photos on exactly what you're doing, because I'm very much a visual person and not just written instructions. So that was extremely helpful. Would definitely recommend. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Check me out.